Today was a very interesting session because, as I mentioned on my before the bell video where we studied the pre-market session, Dow Jones and S&P were way down than what they are, but Nasdaq was even more down this morning on pre-market session, but it ended up being a really sell-off for the technology stocks today as inflation and bond yields ramp up. So most of the investors are now worrying that inflation will jitter the market bull, but that is something that we'll have to see how it goes on the coming days. Oil continues its recovery, especially after the weather storm happening in Texas last week. As most of the refineries are closed and not operational, meaning it will reduce the supply of oil, since Texas is the center of energy in the US, given that the price of oil will continue to go up, pushed not only by the OPEC decision to reduce the supply, but also that weather storm will definitely put some additional pressure on the supply, meaning that, as I mentioned earlier, prices will continue to go up. But not only that, we also have a lot of positive news from the COVID situation. Less and less people are getting infected, less and less people are getting we are recording less and less deaths, and less and less people are hospitalized in ICU due to COVID. More and more people are getting vaccinated, and we are getting into warmer temperatures. So definitely that will continue to push an additional pressure on, the outlook and positive outlook for the recovery being driven by oil, as much people will continue to fly and drive, etc., etc. Now, on the crypto world, very interesting day today because at a point Bitcoin was down 17%. So Bitcoin prices went below 50,000, and as you can see, it did recover pretty high after investors bought the dip. So we'll continue to monitor Bitcoin as more and more institutions, banks, and companies are investing into Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is definitely going mainstream. So the coming days and the coming week will be definitely interesting to watch how the crypto world is evolving. With the technology stocks, the FANG, Facebook, Apple, Tesla, Google, Amazon, Netflix being down today, it might be a very interesting play for the coming days if the sell-off, people buy the dip, or if the sell-off continue, depending on whether you are a short seller or more of a day trader or even a swing trader. These are potentially good ideas for the coming days to be looking at. Also, the fact that Marathon Oil released their earnings today, and the value stocks continue to be mostly what pulled the Dow Jones into the green zone. You can see on the right hand side of the screen with American Airlines gaining 9.4%, Royal Caribbean gaining 9.3% after more than surprising Q4 earnings that were released today. So definitely it will definitely transpire for the value sectors, the recreational sectors, and the oil sectors, especially the small and mid cap. So also something to take into consideration as you plan for your next strategy into buying some of those stocks that are really poised to gain substantially as we move into the recovery. All right, guys, that's it for this aftermarket analysis. Thank you for watching, and as always, cheers.